Okay, Gemini, I'm going to do an equinox reading for you, and it's just going to be a simple beginning, middle, and end of the season. And then we'll do a couple anchor cards at the end, just so you know what kind of teachers and the cards you can look to throughout the season. Okay, so for the beginning of the season, your card is going to be the Five of Wands. So you're in research and development on something. You're working on something that is something that you could be collaborating on, or you could be interacting with other people on, that is informing what you're doing. The crossing energy for that is going to be the Death card. So something is going to be renewed or come to a close because of how this situation is unfolding, how you're problem solving through it. And sometimes that could really be like how you problem solve is changing. The lead up to that is going to be the Sun card. So that kind of leads me to think that it is about, changes in how you make decisions, how you interact with other people, that are bringing you more focused on what is enriching for you, more than maybe focusing on what's enriching for other people, and just keeping yourself more centered and grounded in what works for you. The energy that you're going to move into is the Seven of Swords, so that definitely supports that as well, that you're looking for new strategies, new ways to accomplish things. That could mean that it looks a little different to other people sometimes in a way that's maybe, you're using methods that aren't universally accepted. But that, that's you striking out on your own and figuring out what works for you. Then towards the middle of the season, you're going to be represented by the Five of Cups. So something about that previous situation hits you emotionally. And that really, the focus of that, I think, crossed by the Two of Cups could be really how this is affecting your relationships, how this is affecting how you relate, maybe to a partner, but also could be someone, family, or someone that's pretty close to you. You're having sort of an emotional situation come up. What led into that situation is the Six of Wands. So that, I think, you're recognizing the hard work that you put in at the beginning of the season. Maybe you closed a little section of that and you turned your head into your relationship and you realize, whoa, something cropped up while I was, sort of distracted by that. But the energy that you move into through the emotional situation is the King of Cups. So I do believe you're going to be able to handle the situation and know what's going to be best for you, emotionally and internally, and how to handle with the person you're interacting with, what's going to be the best move. Since the King is coming up, I think you're going to be able to handle it pretty well. For the end of the season, your issue card is going to be the Ten of Swords. So something that you've been worrying about throughout the season, I would say, is going to be, you've worried it out as far as you can. It's really not going to be solved by any kind of mental gymnastics anymore. Being crossed by the Four means I think that you're going to need to really take a rest with how you are trying to solve this problem. It's not going to be through the area of the mind. You're going to need to take a different avenue and put the mind to rest a little bit. Especially with, you've got the Queen of Swords and the King of Wands facing each other in the lead up and the end. or future of the situation. It seems like the Queen is handing it off to the King of Wands, that you really need to think about what sort of passion and what sort of drive is behind the mental gymnastics that you might be going through. What do you really want out of it? Not, how do you solve the problem, but what desires are you bringing to the table as you look at a scenario? I'm going to draw 3 more cards just as anchor cards or teacher cards for you to see, what sort of grounding energies you need for the season. Ooh, okay. So we've got the 4 of Cups, the Empress, and the High Priestess. So this is going to be a lot about understanding what is true for you. What are you holding on to in an emotional sense that you've maybe gotten a little bit stuck in with the 4 of Cups? I usually think that is about where have we taken a stand and gotten too focused on the that there's no other options. There's no need to look around for any more options. I know I don't want that thing. But when you're so focused on what you don't want, sometimes you can miss things that you do want passing you by. And really taking the Empress and the High Priestess as your examples for the kind of energies that you can look towards. This deserving of abundance and the inner knowing that you use to get to making some kind of decision about what you didn't want. You need to circle back to them and realize that that's how you can ultimately make a decision that you do want, and look for things that do pull you into that King of Wands energy of passion of what you do want to pursue for the season.